a land of remote beauty and ancient Tibetan culture at the northern tip of India, virtually untouched by today's modern world. Ladakh. For over a decade, artist Prabir Prukayastha traveled throughout this primitive land, capturing the essence of this region. The images are stunning, and the man behind them is equally fascinating.
You've done a variety of things in your life, from reporting to advertising. How did you end up in photography?
I bounced somebody's campaign, and this happened to be a friend of mine and a very, very prominent photographer who said, well, if you think you're that smart, why don't you take a good picture?
What is it about photography or the work that you've done in Ladakh that attracts you, appeals to you, makes you want to do more?
I just love Ladakh. I think Ladakh and I are one. To me, every picture has a certain sacred ground around it. It's always been an attempt for me to make sure that this ground is so fertile, is so ready to accept you as a viewer, that you look at it and it becomes your island of retreat. Every picture has to distill the silence of Ladakh, the spirituality of Ladakh, which is so prominent there, which is so omnipresent there, which is so powerful there. And to me, unless that comes through in the pictures, it's not what I want to create.
Now, is it that spirituality you're talking about that drew you to Ladakh? What is it about this area that captures your imagination and passion?
To me, this is birth of land. Where there should not be a sand dune is a sand dune. And the important thing here is my having to have waited for almost 3 or 4 days before I got the right light on the dune. And this light on the dune, the way it's lighting up the dune and the mountainside at the back, to me is the song that I hear of the land always. This work that you see is spread across 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
And can you describe to us a typical day or even a typical year of those 10 years?
Winters, for example. Right now we are in New York winter. In winter, what we do is I keep the vehicle running right through the night, otherwise it'll freeze. I wake up at 3 or 4 in the morning. That's if I have slept at all. And I generally can't sleep more than 2 hours out there because of the high altitude. We roll out at 5 o'clock. Drive maybe for 3 hours till the road ends or there's a block in the road. Trek thereafter, depending. It could be a 1 day's trek, 2 days trek to a place where I finally want to shoot. By which time I'm almost, sensing hypothermia in the body. I have been frostbitten, my toes are frostbitten. I have fallen through snows and crevices, slipped down mountainside. But hey, you want to get a great picture, you want to create, This is the Rinpoche Bakula.
And who is this?
He was India's ambassador to Mongolia for 10 years. And the Mongolian government gave him the Polar Star, which is the highest award given to anybody. They gave him the award for taking Buddhism back into Mongolia. And this picture of his was done just a few months before he passed away. Here is a holy man from a very holy land. If you look at his face, if you look at his eyes, if you look at the contours of his robe, holy robe, everything about him talks and speaks about Ladakh, about the land. Look of spiritual depth in his face and eyes, the folds in his clothes, the way his old arm is holding on to his prayer bead, they all remind me about the land. And then finally the light. The light in Ladakh is so pure and polished. It almost seems like, God scrubbed it before dawn came on.
Well, thank you so much, Prabir.
It's been a pleasure.
The collection's wonderful, and everyone should check it out at Bodhi Art here in Chelsea, New York. Allow me to introduce you to the woman who has made all of this possible, Karen Stone Telvar, Gallery Director of Bodhi Art. What does Bodhi Art offer the artistic community?
Well, we like to think that we're offering Indian contemporary artists from India. We are showing their work worldwide.
How exciting is it to host his work?
To be able to photograph these amazing images, whether it's people, whether it's territory, whether it's ice, whether it's mountains, it's prayer flags, and we're thrilled This is the first exhibition of Prabir's here at Bodhi.
Any of you are interested in seeing the wonderful exhibit going on now or in the future, be sure to check out Bodhi Art.